Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Thank you for your good wishes.
I hope it all went smoothly.
It did. It was cataract surgery, and I was I had never had it. I heard it was easy, but I said it's my eye, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty anxious.
You know, I know lots of people who've been through it. Everyone is nervous going into it. So that's to be expected.
Yeah. It's easy to say afterwards it was easy, but going in, it's like, don't mess
For
with my
sure.
eyes. I've tried contacts. I can't, I don't want anybody messing with my eyes. I don't want to mess with them.
I
Even
understand.
contacts. Yeah.
So do you feel recovered, or is it's going to
still
take a
little
while?
blurry. Yeah, it's still a little
Okay.
blurry. And I tried to pop my lens out, but it was still blurry. So I just put it back in, and I'm going to the doctor this afternoon for a 1 week checkup.
Good. Wonderful.
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you. Good morning, Connie.
You're muted, Connie. There you go.
Hi, Sue. Hi,
Hi.
Rachel. Nice to see you.
So, Rachel, while we've got a second, I'm taking this class on prayer book for Hebrew adults.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to stop this recording. They don't need.
Oh.
I forgot to do that.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, it's prayer book Hebrew for adults.
I don't know this book, but okay.
We were in class on, I don't know if you can see this, but it's the blessing before the Torah reading.
Okay.
See that word I have circled?
V'chai yeh. V'chai olam.
Okay, so the V'chai yeh see that little dot in the yud? Wait a minute, let me get it back on here.
Yes,
we were having a discussion about what that dot is.
Yep.
And I thought it was an accent.
I think what do they say? I think it is too. I think it's to tell you to put some emphasis there.
Well, they were saying it had the first, it's because it's a double, they say you use it twice, once for the chai to get the ya after the chai, and then for the yay.
Oh, so it's, well, that would be, that's how our.
Adonai. Not just Adonai.
Is that V'chai Adonai?
No. Chai.
V'chai olam nata b'tochenu. I'm right.
Yeah.
It's V'chai. Yeah.
But why is it, okay, so you're saying it's that, we thought it was the accent and somebody else.
So that makes, but that was my first instinct, but you're right. When I happen to just know the word, I don't think about it, but they're right that in that pronunciation, you have to use that yud twice. They're exactly right. You say v'chai, and then that yud becomes the yay, because it has the yud, that has the vowel under it, and the next yud doesn't.
So is it also an accent, or it's just saying that you use it twice?
No, well, I think that the nature of that, I'm calling it an accent mark. We call it a pronunciation mark, and it's telling you to do that. So
it's kind of one and the same. It's kind of
right. So I'm trying to think if Rabbi Go Lincoln, how he describes that. So it's essentially a doubling mark. Is
that's what they were saying.
Yeah.
Somebody else in the class has taken this beginner's class, and we both were thinking it was accent. And I said, I'm asking Rachel.
Well, so where are you taking that class?
We have two lovely women in our synagogue who are teaching this class, and
that's lovely.
Yeah, so it works in well with this.
That's why you're doing so well, because you're doing two at once.
Yeah, he's the double dipper.
Straining the brain.
So
can I ask a question going back to that same double?
Can you hold on half a second? I'm just curious on Sue's book. What's the
It's prayer book Hebrew for adults by Berman House, BEH.
Oh, Berman House. That's okay. Yes.
Could you send us a link to that?
Right, I did. There's an online link to that. Do you know, does the book give you access to more things online than what I've shared? Or she's not using the online. So there's a beautiful website that goes with that book.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'll look for that.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Rachel, but when I went on to the Women's League to get the Zoom for this class, because for some reason I don't have the saved old Zooms, they only list your recordings. they do not
Right.
list any Zooms.
That's correct. That's correct.
So I couldn't get in.
Well, that's,
I don't have the old Zoom. My app doesn't keep my history, and
okay.
I never have so if you could put it with the recording, the Zoom link, that would really be helpful to me. I
Okay.
don't know.
The other thing, the thing that I do, it's a little cheat for me, is I take a little Post-it piece of paper and I write down the numbers for the Zoom.
Okay, I'll do
And
that.
so there's, I don't remember how many numbers it is. Give me a second.
Maybe I can copy and paste it on my desktop.
Right, that's the other thing I do is that's how I got it to you so quickly, is I have in my notes on my desktop, I have the link and I copied and pasted, send it to you.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. So
sorry about
um,
that. Sorry I had to inconvenience you with that this morning.
not a problem. Connie, you have a question?
No, going back to Sue's dilemma, how do you know that the double yud isn't read Adonai?
Well, in that case, so in the prayer book that we use now, so it's Yud He Vav He, it's not just a double yud is rarely used in current
Really?
prayer books, I think, for,
Oh, in prayer books. You know why
Um,
I was asking, because I had just copied a version of Ashrei,
Mhm.
and they have a shin double yud, she Adonai, that's
Yeah,
read
let me
she
s-
Adonai.
yeah, I'm
And I
looking,
just wondered. I've seen it in
I,
other places, but that
written-
maybe is
well,
just that printing for the
all right,
prayer,
well,
or
we'll
whatever
take a look
form.
at that.
Yeah.
Also, I think we'll take a look at that. But sorry, I have some screens open that I want to share. All right, I'm going to start the recording so I don't forget.
You already did, I thought, because
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Okay. So if I go back in give me 1 second. Um, Okay, so when you have a double yud, the old fashioned way to show Adonai, it would be, the first yud would have a shva under it and the second yud would have that little T,
Yeah.
right, the patach under it.
Yeah. right.
And that's not what was in that word,
Oh, I see. The vowels
Right.
are what make the difference. Okay.
right?
Yeah, so up above it, there is the yud.
Right, so there's the
Oh,
Yeah,
yud.
there it is,
that-
right
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
yud, shva, yud, ah.
Yeah.
Versus pull it up a little higher and we'll see Vav, Hey, Yud, 2 dots, Yud, nothing. So definitely not the same,
Right.
okay? But so, yeah, so they still do the double Yuds, but they're pretty much standalone when you do it that way.
Okay.
Right, well, we're all here today. Welcome, welcome. Lots of good questions.
When I was trying to listen to the different Ms. Mola Davids online to different sites, not one of them sang it the way I learned how to sing it. You know, maybe it was just such an old fashioned way that I couldn't find it. Could you sing the tune of the one you know?
Sure, so let me just, so that's where we're gonna start today. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, you see my screen, Ms. Morla
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Okay, so were you using this one, and this tune is not the one that, so this is Ms. Morla David, Havula Donai
Yeah.
B'nei. So
That's
that's,
the one I know, but nobody else on all the other.
well, I agree with you. Nobody else on all the, so this is the only site I found that does it,
Okay.
that very
Okay.
simple. And quite honestly, that's still how we do it at Shoal, right, Mary Ellen? Yeah,
The way
That's
we
the-
do it.
That we
that's the
do.
way we do it, yeah.
yeah. So everybody else is just being being too modern for us, and we like
Yeah.
it a little older. I don't know.
We have a new cantor who does all these new tunes. And because I wasn't quick at reading, I can't follow the songs.
Right, no, I appreciate that. I can't, that's the beauty of you guys becoming more fluent at reading them. At least your brain will say, I know how to read it. Now I can focus a little bit more on his tune and it'll all come together, is the hope.
Before we sing, can I tell a progress of this class comment? I attended a rabbi's class yesterday, and he's doing this Aleph Bet Midrash. So he's going through 22 different stories in the Midrash. And he wants us to memorize the titles of the different sections of the Midrash. And I know I'm not using the proper, are they tractates? Are they whatever?
Right, I understand.
Yeah.
But because they're alphabetical, he thinks it's easier for you to memorize that, which is why they're alphabetical in a way. It's like an acrostic.
Well, speaking of what Eileen said, I need a tune to sing by. That's how you memorize stuff. But anyway.
That's how most of us memorize stuff. That's why there's an alphabet song.
Maybe. Number 5 is Kedoshim. And it's printed in English and in Hebrew. And guess what? The Hebrew is spelled wrong. And the Hebrew says Kishado or something like that. And nobody else noticed it. And he said he'd looked at it 1,000,000 times. It's from some publication. And he'd never noticed it. But because I still read almost letter by letter by letter, I knew it was wrong. And I was so impressed.
Wow, Mazel Tov.
That's good.
No, it was,
Good for you.
yeah,
Good for you.
that is
That's
great.
great.
You are a good proofreader.
Yeah.
That's very good.
That's a
Okay.
testament to you, Barbara.
No, to this class.
Oh, but you had the confidence. You had the confidence to say, I know what I'm reading. I know these letters. And then you pointed it out.
Absolutely. I mean, I proofread in English all the time, but to get there and say to the whole class, there's a spelling error in the Hebrew. I mean, it was good. It was good.
That is good. That is
That's
very
great.
good.
So thank you, Rachel. I will put your name as a star for that.
Well, you deserve all the credit. I'm just gonna make my page bigger. Here we go. Okay. And you see, did I make this bigger? You guys see it bigger?
The print's not really bigger, but it's
Yeah.
good.
It's
But
good.
you don't see any pictures over here on the side. I wanted to get
No.
rid of those pictures. Yes, those pictures were bothering me. Okay. All right, so this is page 64 in your book.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to hear him sing it before we read it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go.
She knows everything. I forgot my coffee. I get upset and I forget
Okay, so all these Adonais are Yud He Vav He, right? They're not the double Yud. Just pointing that out.
Adonai, yeah.
But that's not to say that when you're standing at the Torah for an Aliyah, it's not double Yud, which is what you encountered in the other book. So,
Right.
okay, here we go.
Adonai Amayim Rabim, Kol Adonai Ba'akoch, Kol Adonai Behadar, Kol Adonai Shover Arazim, Vayeshamer Adonai et Arzeh Halvano. וירכידם כמו עגל, לבנון וסריון כמו אבן רעמים. כל אדוני חוצב להבות אש, כל אדוני יחיל מדבר, יחיל אדוני מדבר קדש, כל אדוני יחולל איילות. ויחשוף יערות ובחלו כולו עומק כבוד. אדוני למה הוא ישב, וישב אדוני מלך לעולם. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום.
So lovely.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Just beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so now we'll read together as soon as I find the page. Here we go. Okay, page 64. Connie, will you start?
Mhm.
Okay.
You have to get wound up here. Havu Ladanoi B'nai Elim. Havu Ladanoi Kavod Laos. Vaos.
Very good. Now, the only thing is, so you're saying havu. Now, when he's singing it, he's saying havu. Now,
Oh.
he's just putting more emphasis on the first syllable than the second.
Havu. Uh-huh.
And that's just the nature of how he's singing it. I don't think how you're reading it is wrong, okay?
Could you repeat that, Rachel? I didn't understand what you said.
So Connie, read it again.
If I were singing it, I would go Havu. I
Havu,
would do
right.
like he did. Havu.
Right.
Yeah, not
Right.
Havu. Havu Ladanoi B'nai Elim.
But
Like
if she
going-
were reading it aloud, just letters, and she knew Hebrew fluently, wouldn't she say it the way she actually read it the first time?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
because the emphasis is not ordinarily put on the first syllable. It's put on the
Right.
farther syllable. Exactly. That's the point I was making.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
there's a couple things in this song as appeared to us reading it. For example, we should say La Adonai. So La
Yes.
Adonai, and he kind of runs it together. And the other thing I noticed is in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 line down on the right, Vayar Ki, this is Dame, and he says Dem.
Okay.
And we sing that in shul that way too. So this trickery, I guess, with trying to make it work phonetically when you sing it.
Ariel, and tell me again where you are talking.
It's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's the 6th line down, the first word. And I listened to that 12 times yesterday and again today, and he doesn't say Vayar Ki Dame. He calls it Kidem.
Yeah. When you sing it,
Oh.
Vayarki dem kivo egel, right. It's,
Right.
It's just the way we sing it. It's a
It's-
little, we
It's the
funk it
minhag.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's the minhag.
Maybe it's poetic license.
I think
Right.
that's right.
Right.
Exactly. That's
Which can be confusing when you're learning, right?
Correct.
Absolutely.
So
So
Correct.
does that mean grape or anything? Or what does that mean? Just
I
that,
don't know off the top of my head what Vayarki dem means. I'm sorry.
because I keep thinking about the grape juice. And,
Oh,
mm,
you
the
know,
brand.
which is pronounced the way he sings
Right.
it. So,
Oh, Kedem?
yeah,
Oh. Although that's just a name.
It's
I
a brand
know.
name.
Right,
It
it's a
is
brand name.
it is a brand name, but
I don't think it has anything. I thought it was a family name, actually. Of the family
Anyway,
that
all right.
had
I
that.
should look up grape online and see how you say it in Hebrew.
Well, Yayin is is wine, which comes from grape. I can let you know. Give me a few minutes, but we need to keep reading.
Okay.
Okay. So Eileen, will you read the next line?
Havu Ladonai Kavod Shemo. Hishtachanu Hishchatavu Ladonai Bahad Rat Kavod. No, Kadosh.
Close.
Kadesh.
There it is. Kodesh. Right. So
That was scrambled up. That wasn't good.
I'm going to have you read the left half of the line one more time.
Yeah. Starting from
Mhm.
Tishtachanu.
You're making it harder than it is. Okay, let's break it down. Let's break it down a teeny bit.
Okay.
Okay, so you
Hishtachanu.
there it is. Right
Good.
there, you did it.
Ladonai Bahad Rat Kodesh.
Perfect. Thank you. Audrey, you're next.
Am I on the little line or where are we?
No, we're before the line above that, the third line.
Okay. Too bad. Kol Adonai al hamayim el hakavod. Here Herein.
Hirim, yeah. Hirim, right?
But he puts it all together. Herein, I guess.
Yes, he does. Okay, keep
Okay.
going because the rest of the line just happens to be that short line that you were going to start with.
Well, no, I wasn't sure where we were. I was trying to do homework while I was listening to you guys. So just a little reveal. Adonai Almin Rabim.
You left out a sound, so what's the next one start with? It starts with a mem.
Where are you?
Adonai,
Adonai al Mayim.
there it is.
Oh, Mayim.
Right.
Every school kid. Rabim.
There you go. Mayim Rabim. Grapes, I just looked it up. Anavim are grapes.
So nothing to do with Kedoshim. Thank
I
you.
don't think so. I still have this gigantic dictionary from probably, I don't know how long ago. Anyway,
Never give it up.
no, you never give up dictionaries. Okay, Marjorie, will you read the next line, please?
Kol Adonai, my printout is not good, but I think it's Bikoltsa.
So it's, there's
Is that a line underneath the test or is that
Okay,
something
so-
else?
under the bet is one straight line.
Okay, well,
then-
that's different than I see. Okay.
And then under the final letter, the chaf is a one straight line again. The chet, I'm trying to say chet and I said them. Anyway, so it's
So it's Kol
ba,
Adonai, Bakola, Kol
Kol ach.
Adonai.
So this is that weird combination when at the end of a word, you
Oh,
have
yeah.
a chet with an a under it, and we kind of invert it. Instead of saying cha, we say ach.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's our last final word combination.
Kol Adonai. Okay, I did that already. Kol Adonai, Behar, Rar.
Okay, so you have the be, then you have a hey with a a under it, a dalet with an a under it, and it ends in a resh.
So it's Beharar.
You're leaving out the dalet sound. Don't forget that dalet sound.
Behadar.
There it is,
about
behadar,
that.
exactly, okay? So kol Adonai bakoach, kol Adonai behadar. Okay? Barbara, you have to unmute.
Yes, I hope I don't sneeze in the middle of it. Kol Adonai Shover Arazim Bashaber Adonai et Arze Halvanon.
Beautiful. The only thing, so go back to the first word on the left-hand side, the beginning of that, the second half of the line. The
Ba
yud, so the yud has a shva under it that you're going to give a little to.
Shaber.
Vayishaber, right,
Vayishaber,
Vayishaber. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, you just don't, this is one where it gets a little pronunciation. So
Okay.
that was beautiful though. Mary Ellen, the next line.
Vayar Kidem Kamo Egel Lavanon Vishir Shi
Now that was not a sh, it's a s, because the dot is over on the left.
V'yis Riyon.
Hold on, you were closer before. So the sin, you still have to say the sin before you say the resh.
V'yis.
No, there's no y. So say the sin with a dot under it.
Visir.
There it is.
Visir.
Yeah,
Visir Yon.
perfect.
Kamo Ven Ra Amim.
Perfect. So will you read the whole thing again?
I will try.
You can do it.
Vayar Kedem Kamo Egel
Mhm.
La Vanon Visir Yon
Perfect.
Kamo Ven Reim.
Meme. You left, there's a,
Reim.
exactly.
Reim.
There you go. Nice.
Wait a
Barbara?
sec. Wait, the very first word again is, isn't it
By-
Kadame? Kadame.
It is, so this is what we were talking about. It does say Vayarki Dame. When we read it, it's Vayarki Dame, but when he sings it, when we all sing it, it's more like dem for whatever reason.
we would
So
read it
that's,
Kadame.
Mary Ellen was reading it the way she knows we sing it.
Okay.
But we
Okay.
do say key by our key name.
Yes, yes.
Okay. I missed that little vowel there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's there. Okay. Sue, will you read the next line that starts in the middle of the
Got it.
column?
Kol Adonai Hotzei Lahavot Aish.
Yep. Very good, thank you.
Mhm.
Linda, will you read the next line? You're muted though.
Oh, got it.
Yep,
Oh, nope.
you're good. We can hear you.
You can. Oh,
Yeah,
No, she
No,
muted
no.
herself again.
you did. You muted yourself again.
unmute.
There you go.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Move your cursor away from that section of the screen. It'll help.
Yeah.
Really.
Kol Adonai Yahil Midbar Yahil Adonai Midbar Kodesh.
It's
Kadesh.
written
Oh,
Kadesh, exactly.
Kadesh.
It's written Kadesh, exactly. They might say it otherwise, but it is written Kadesh. Beautiful. Thank you. Eileen, will you read next?
Kol Adonai
Except it's not oo, it's o. That dot is on the top. You see it?
Yecholel.
Perfect.
Layalot.
It's an aleph. So say the beginning of that word again. Yes.
Ayalot.
Perfect.
What? Oh, okay. Vayete.
It's actually There's three dots under the yud, 3 dots under the chet.
Vayete.
It's a chet. So it's che. Yeah, che.
Oh. Vayete. Stich.
Okay.
Soch.
Well, you got the last part right, but there's no t. It's a ch. V'yechesof.
Wait. Vayete. Oh, the final letter that's not a ch. It's not a chet.
The final letter of the word is a fe, so feet.
Oh. So
you were close. Ye, che, sof. Va, ye, che, sof.
Oh, it's a sof. Oh, I was doing it as a koch.
It's okay.
Oh, it's a pay. It's a pay.
It's a fe, so feet.
Pay so feet. Oh, I
Fe, so
didn't know the letter. Yeah, okay. Sof.
Yeah.
I wrote.
Yeah.
Oh, the next one.
Yeah, will you keep going?
Uftechalo.
So slow down. So after the vet is so
Chalo.
yes.
Chalo.
Hey chalo, yes.
Hulo. Omer. Kavod.
Very good. Kavod. Very good. Okay. Connie, I think I'm back to you.
Okay. Adonai lemabul yashav va shev Adonai.
Except the word under the vav at the beginning of that word is a line, so you need to give it a vowel.
Va.
Yes.
Vayeshev Adonai melech l'shalom.
We'll look at that word one more time.
No. Leolam.
Yes. You gave us some new meaning, of the world. It's very close
I
meaning.
do that a lot.
You made it peace instead of world. It's fine.
I liked it.
It was a nice meeting. Very good.
Yeah.
Sue, will you read the last line?
Adonai oz la'amo yitain. Adonai yevarech et amo ba shalom.
Excellent.
There's
Beautiful.
the shalom. There's the shalom.
There's the shalom. Okay, so I want to ask a quick question, Sue, just because now you got me thinking. So did you have to buy the Behrman book that you're using for your other class?
I did.
How expensive was it?
It was pretty expensive. I think it was $25, $30.
Okay. Did that class, when did that class start in relation to when our class started?
It started after the holidays.
Okay, so several weeks after we
But
started.
it's basically concentrating on the roots of the words to understand the prayers.
Okay.
More than reading the Hebrew. I mean, it's already assuming that you know the Hebrew.
Okay, gotcha.
Or the roots and trying to understand the meaning of the prayer.
So you're really focusing on 2 different skills in the 2 different classes.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. And I was just curious why maybe we weren't using that book, and that explains why we're not using that book.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It assumes you really need to know the Hebrew letters before you start.
Yes.
That's a great combination. Does Women's League ever get to that part?
I don't know. We haven't discussed it, but I have a education meeting coming up and I can talk about it.
Yeah, that sounds like a wonderful thing.
Yeah. So Sue, this is through your synagogue?
Right. I believe somebody actually in the beginning class the last semester, they showed it to her and she thought she bought it because she thought it would be good. And then we decided for Sisterhood, Sisterhood is sponsoring it. And we have a mother-daughter team who are both teachers and have taught Hebrew, and they agreed to teach it. Wonderful. And yeah, it's very interesting. It's very, it talks about like, how you do the prayer too, some of the motions in the prayer and the,
Yes, sure,
so that, yeah, so that you get comfortable
sure.
with the prayer and kind of get a gist of, you can spot words, Olam and Kodesh,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
every time you see the root, you kind of know what you're
Right,
talking.
right.
Yeah, it's
We'll
very
get,
good.
we'll get into a little more of that in our intermediate
It
class.
sounded like it was going to be more, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't
yeah.
know if that, she thought they were going to use this in the intermediate class, and that's why she bought it, but they didn't use it.
Oh, gotcha. Well, I might take a look at it, or if there's, maybe you and I'll have a conversation offline about that.
Okay, good.
Okay. Marjorie, did you have a hand up? Someone I thought had a hand
Yeah,
up.
I did. I was wondering if Sue could again say what book it was she was, or give us the title.
The name
Or
of the book.
maybe put it in an email.
Okay, but here's the, yeah, I can send it in an email to everybody.
That would be
And the
great.
publisher.
Well,
And
you
the
can,
publisher.
how about, is the chat active, Rachel?
I think it is. I didn't
You
just
just stick it in the chat, Sue, and we'd have it right this minute,
Okay,
if that's amenable to you.
let's see if the chat's working.
It's working.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Okay.
Okay.
Got
All right. So, does anyone have any more questions about that prayer? Okay. So, I am tickled that Mary Ellen said she listened to the recording like 13 times, and I get it. I mean, that's how, this is how you learn, and this is how you practice. And honestly, it makes my heart smile knowing that you just put in the time and you just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And certainly brings me back to when I was a child preparing for Hebrew school, and that's what I did, and I knew them by rote, but had trouble reading them, right? Because I learned them before I could read. So, and that's just what you do.
And I think you ladies all have many more years of Hebrew exposure than I have. I've only had 15 years of it, so it's still new for me. But
you go to shul so with such regularity that for you it is really ingrained in your head.
And I'm learning the words the wrong way, so yes.
I get that. And that's
I find that I have a conflict when the cantor sings all these tunes I don't know, and it almost makes me stop because I don't know where he's up to. I can't follow him. It's fast.
Well, and so I'll tell you a similar story. So at our synagogue, Bethel in Highland Park, we are an unusual ritual insofar as we sing Anim's Mirot, not at the very end, but Mary Ellen, help me. I don't remember where. Yeah, I don't know. And right. And so we turn to way back in the book, right, to not where we are, and we sing this very long prayer that the kids love to lead. They learn it. Oh my gosh. I think they learn it before
third grade, fourth.
They can't learn it before Ashrei because I think it's so much more challenging than Ashrei. So maybe they learn it in fourth grade.
But some are reading or learning Torah in second grade with Barbara Barnett.
Already? Oh, well, then I'm just behind the times. But anyway, I never learned the song Anim Smirot. It's long, and in my opinion, it has a slightly funky tune that isn't just 2 lines repeat. It's 4 lines, I think, then that are and then repeat or something like that. The tune, I always get confused in the tune. And to this day, I am not smooth with the entire prayer. I'm smooth with about 2/3 of the prayer, but then I mess it up. I get the tune on the wrong lines, and then I can't pronounce the words. And it's just because it wasn't a prayer I learned as a child. I'm trying to pick it up as an adult while they're singing it. And so, and I remember my son practicing when he was the bar mitzvah, and he would he could do with Anim's Mirot what I can do with Ashrei. No matter where you are, I can tell you exactly how that line should be sung, but I just still have never gotten it. So, there are certain things that as an adult, it's harder. It's just, and I find the tune confusing, honestly. I don't know why. Probably because no one's ever broken it down for me, right? You're in services It's moving along, you're flubbing the words and you're trying to keep up. It's overwhelming.
It is. And especially if the Hazen changes the tune, if they don't use traditional melodies for people that just know the melody, they can't follow along. And, you know, you might think, Eileen, of sending a note to the Hazen and asking, you know, it's hard for me. Could you do
You'd think he would look out there and see that nobody's singing.
Well,
you know,
And pick up.
sometimes they don't, they're not observant in that way.
or they feel like I'm soloing and teaching you all something, you know. But with Anim's Mirot, on the other hand, the I call them Schechter kids. I don't know if they are or not, but the kids who come up and who are so confident, they go through it so fast, then I'm really lost. Yeah. They literally speed through it.
They do.
So
they do.
It's very frustrating.
I do think
I'm very lucky because my husband reads with me. I can't seem to find, I'm not comfortable with the computer as much, and I don't enjoy sitting in front of the computer by myself. So I practice and then underline things, words that I can't pronounce sometimes, and then I go over the prayers constantly with my husband, and so he helps me do the reading.
You know, when I was learning, I didn't have a computer to do it with, so I had my older sisters, and that's how I did it. Exactly. So, or it would be on the ride to or from Hebrew school, they'd be helping me out. Just like when I carpooled with some younger kids, and they wouldn't do their homework until they were sitting in the car with me riding to Hebrew school. And they're like, well, Rachel's here to help us. We'll get it done. I'm like, oh, for heaven's sakes.
But everyone's got to find their way that makes them comfortable for learning. And it's different for everybody.
But Eileen, I feel your pain, but one thing I would say is that, you know, there are two sides to it, because there's a comfort in having a sameness week after week after week, and actually century after century after century. But I also get bored sometimes. It's like, oh, the same, especially near the end. And so some of the tunes that our Chazan, who's a woman she's just delightful. We're really lucky. I love the tunes. They're gorgeous. And I know when I was little, I used to think, and I don't feel this way anymore, but I used to think that our tunes were not nearly as pretty as Christian tunes were, because ours are in the minor key a lot. And now I just find them gorgeous, but I didn't. But she comes up with all this new stuff because they all get together, all the Chazans, and they share the songs. And
well, if I could read faster, I could probably enjoy it more.
Well, but eventually you will. Eventually you will. And in the meantime, it's aspirational.
Right, which is why we're going to keep moving on here. We're going to get out of the English and back to the Hebrew. Okay. We did a lot more chatting today, but that's okay.
I also think Mizmor David. I found that the most challenging of the prayers we've done so far.
Okay, well,
so I'm glad we reviewed it. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm glad too. Then I'm glad you asked for it. We're going to move on to Adon Olam, page 66. And before I forget, so when I emailed you a couple weeks ago about moving on to the next class and asking if the time was good for everyone, which it is, our time is staying the same. I asked if there were any particular prayers you wanted us to cover. And Mary Ellen sent me a reply, but I don't think anyone else did. But if you guys think of something, send it right away, because I'm putting together the...
Which one's Mary Ellen request?
I asked for Hatikva. I don't know that.
Hatikva, okay.
Yeah. And I just thought, I know it's not religious, but it's Jewish.
It's important. It's very important. No, I think it was a great addition. So
yes,
if you guys think of something, let me know. Okay. So page 66, Adon Olam. Do you want to hear this our lovely rendition of it sung before we start reading? You want to just jump in and read?
Jump in.
Okay, we're jumping in to read. I'm not going to share my screen. Okay. Connie, I'm going to start at the upper right-hand corner. You happen to be in that box. Would you start us?
Adon Olam asher malach, b'terem kol yitzir nivra.
Beautiful. Excellent. Eileen, will you take the next?
Eight's not so, Bechepsakol, Azai Melech, Shimoni Gro.
Okay, except it sounds like you're
First word.
singing words that aren't exactly what's printed in front of us. So
I'm singing it. I'm sorry.
I want you to go a little slower and look at the words. You're very close, but not exact.
Eight, not sa.
All right, you left, see, you're leaving out a
Oh,
syllable.
because I was singing it.
Yeah,
Eight, na, sa.
yes.
Oh, I don't know what I said, but
So they leave out the ayin with the under it,
Okay.
not asa. They kind of skip over that.
Yep.
They contract it together.
Bechef, so coal.
Perfect.
Do I read the next part?
You can.
Azamelech Shemo Negro.
What's the
Nikra.
nikra?
Nikra.
There we go. Good. Okay. Audrey, next line, please.
The Hare Kika Lot Hakol.
All right, now go over the second word. The
Um,
shva, so we have,
Kika,
so you have a dot in the first and not a dot. Hold on. So the first letter, right? Kaf. And then the second letter chaf, right? One is a hard k, the other is not so hard. The first one has a dot under it, a chirik for e. The second has a shva under it. Now, because the two together make the first syllable, you're not really going to say the shva, but you're going to get a k, ch, right? Except it's the e under that. So try it
Got
again.
That's fun, actually.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Kichlot,
Perfect.
Hakol,
There it is.
Levado, Yim Lo, Yim Loch,
Mhm.
No Ra.
No ra. So read the second half again smoothly.
Levado, Yim Loch, No Ra.
No ra. The
wasn't-
vado yim loch no ra.
No Ra.
Very good. Okay. Marjorie, will you read the next, please?
Vehu haya, vehu have,
Ho.
I'm sorry, hova, vehu ya bit. Oh, I'm gonna go Ashkenazi on you. Wait a minute. Tif ya v'tif ara.
Yes. Okay. So v'hu.
I avoided the Ashkenazi.
You caught yourself. V'hu haya, v'hu hoveh, v'hu yeh, v'tif ara. You good catching yourself. Linda, will you read the next line, please?
V'hu ha-chad v'ein sheni laham shilo lahachbira.
Very nice. So v'hu echad ve'ein sheni l'cham shil lo, and that's the hard part there. L'cham shil lo, two different words, but when we sing it, it doesn't sound like two different words. L'hachbira. Very nice. Sue, will you read whatever I'm trying to say?
That's it. Bali, Reshit, Bali, Tachlit, below Ha'oz, Baha Misra.
Lovely. Mary Ellen, next line.
Vahu Eli Vahai Goali. Vizur Hevli,
Mhm.
B8, Zara.
Exactly. Now, I would say that your Sadi sounds more like a Z than a TZ, but it's okay. I know that's what you're saying and it's challenging. So the Tsor have Lee, the 8 Sarah.
Sarah.
You start with a T's, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you're
a
right.
little
I do.
hard.
Thanks.
Okay. Barbara, next line.
Uhu nisi umanos li menat kosi beyom ekra.
Lovely. Thank you. Connie, we're back to you, but you're muted.
Biado of ki ruhi B8 Ishan V'Ira.
Lovely. Thank you. Eileen, the last line.
Vayim roti.
Now you keep thinking this is a taf when it's a haf.
Oh,
Okay, it doesn't have a little foot on the left side. So it's
yes.
a, okay,
Vayim ro.
it's a oo. So the dot, okay, yes, the chi is right.
He.
No, you're right, it's chi, but the vav has a dot in its belly, right? So it's a oo, not a o. Ruchi.
Ruchi. Ruchi. Gavi yati.
There it is, perfect.
Adonai li velo ira.
Yes, will you read it again smoothly for me?
Va'im ruti.
What's that letter again?
Chi. Oh,
Thank you.
is that common to screw up?
I don't know. It's just what you do. It's okay. But on the next word, the next word, you're going to get that T right because you've gotten it right every time. You see
Yeah,
that
yeah.
at the end of that word.
No, I mix up the chet and the hey.
Well, that's a different issue.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do that.
Gayi. Gayi.
Gavi.
Gaviyat. But
Yes.
Gayibati. Adonai li velo echad. Era.
Okay. So it's Va'im.
Oh boy, that was bad.
V'im ruchi gavi'ati Adonai li v'lo ira. Okay?
Mm.
Gavia or Gavia?
Gavi'ati.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so what I'd like you all to do, we're going to look at page 67. We were just on 66, right? So look at page 67, and I want you to mark this page for yourselves and practice the names of the letters, okay? So we're just going to read down, all right?
Okay. I don't have, okay, I'll be right back.
Oh, you don't have this page in front? Okay.
I have to check.
Is this because I screwed up that would?
No, 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 it's
Yes, it's a
because
good review. It's a good review.
it's because in what Julia sent out, she said everyone needs to know the names of the letters. And I know I haven't really quizzed us on the names of the letters. Barbara did it for us last time. And I told you at the very beginning, this page is here. And I refer to the letters by name, but I haven't really told you guys, drill yourselves on the names of the letters. And I feel like maybe I should have told you to do that. So we're going to do it a little bit. Okay. And there is a song. I'm not very good at it. What is it? Aleph, bet, bet.
Aleph, bet, gimel, dalet,
Hey, Bub.
Zion.
It should be available. It's Debbie Friedman. and
Yeah,
you-
exactly. So I didn't learn it that way. I don't know. I just know it. So, all right. So we're just going to read down. Okay. And maybe I'll just call on some people to read down if that's okay. Mary Ellen, why don't you read the first 5?
Aleph, Bet, Vet, Gimel, Daled, Hey.
Thank you. Barbara?
Oh, okay, okay.
There's-
Question?
Where was the vet?
Off to the
To the
left.
left, to
Yeah.
the left.
But-
He
but-
does things weird.
Right, but she's right. It is
Oh.
vet. You need the bet and the vet. So he just goes to the left before you
Oh,
go
I
down.
see what you did. Okay.
but
Okay.
Should we actually technically be saying Gmail?
Well, that's how it's spelled, but she's right. We all say Gimel.
I
And
know we all say
and
Gimel.
same with bet and bet. Look at bet. It looks like bait.
Bait and
Which we
bait,
say
right,
bait for bait midrash, but
right. But I will accept the colloquial name of these letters, okay? Because I think any teacher will know what you mean when you just give them the most usual pronunciation.
Oh, no, I wasn't arguing that, because we all, I mean, anyone who played dreidel would say Gimel, but to me, this was a revelation. Even in terms of the name, because I have flashcards, but the names are in English.
Oh, don't use those, right?
Right. So this is really, I don't remember the last time we looked at this, but this is really the first time I noticed. And I don't really know how you would say Gimel, what you would put to make it sound like Gimel anyway.
It's okay. I agree with you. So let's do, okay, so Barbara, will you keep going? Do 5 or 6?
Hey, Vav, Sain, Het, Tet, Yud.
Thank you. Okay. Sue?
Yeah, before I do mine, go back to Dalet. So that, I've always said Daled, but that's Dalet.
Dalet, exactly. It has a T at the end, exactly. Dalet,
Oh,
right. It ends
We
in
were
a T.
taught.
and I might have
Yeah.
said Dalit. I
Dalit.
might have said Dalit.
It
Oh.
Yeah,
really
we were
helped
taught
me.
Dalit with a D sound at the end.
Oh, no, it's always, I've always been, it's with a T at the end, a D at the beginning, a T at the end.
It really helped me to look at how they were spelled in
Yes,
the
Yeah.
column to the left of it. you know.
completely.
Dalit was a revelation. for
Yeah.
me,
that is
Because
to me too.
that's not how we were taught way back when.
Okay, Sue, on this line, you're gonna go 3 columns across before you go down.
Okay. Cuff, Chaf, Sofit,
Perfect, exactly. Keep going.
Lamed, Mem, Sofit,
Beautiful. Do one more.
Noon, Sofit.
Lovely. I love it. Okay. Connie, will you continue on the next line?
Soph,
So it's samech is what it says. I would always say
Oh, right.
samach, but it
Oh,
says
samach.
samech. I was taught the pronunciation samach, but it looks like samech.
Samach. Ayin,
Yep.
Pay. Are we going across? Should I
Yes.
do?
Yes.
Fay, Sophit.
Beautiful. Do one more
Sadi,
and go across.
Sadi, Sophit.
Lovely. Okay. And Eileen, will you do the last 4? Although it's more than 4 because you're going to go across a little bit.
Cuff,
Kuf. You see
Kuf.
that dot in the middle? Kuf.
cuff.
Right.
I said it wrong.
I won't repeat what you said. It's kuf.
Kuf. Resh,
Yes.
Shin, Sin,
Yes.
Tet.
No, read it, look at it closely.
Oh, toe.
Tav. Tav.
Oh,
And this is
Tav.
where even without the dot, it's going to be the same. Tav, right?
Tav.
We're not doing the Ashkenaz where we won't say what that one used to be. Right?
Some of us
Right.
mentally still do.
So now there are a few letters missing here, believe it or not. So, oh, no, it's not. No, they're not. No, I misspoke. It's just my brain in the order. It's here. It's here. So, the other T sound is tet, but tet is up in the upper, half of the page. Yeah.
Where is
Okay.
the Tet? Isn't there?
It's
It
above
is
the
there.
yod. Yeah.
It's up by above the yud.
The ninth, I think the ninth from the top.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
right. So that's the other T sound. If you turn the page to 68, he puts the similar sounding letters all together now, but he doesn't have the names with them, right? But so let's look at page 68, everyone, if you can. All right, and I'm going to read the column on the right side. I'm going to read it across then down, as it were. So you have Aleph, Ayin, Hey, Bet, Vet, Vet, Vav, Dalet, Resh, Hey, Chet, Vav, Vet, Chet, Chaf, Tet, Tav, Tav, Kaf, Chaf, Chaf Sofit, Chet. This feels like a tongue twister to me. I'm sorry. I have to really think before I talk. Kaf, Kuf, Mem, Mem Sofit, Mem Samach. Now these aren't pronounced the same, but their appearance is similar. That's why I think he's got them printed next to each other. Nun, Nun Sofit, Samach, Sin, Samach, Mem again, but he reversed the order. Ayin, Aleph, Hey, Pei, Fe, Fe Sofit, Sadi, Sadi Sofit, Kuf, Kaf, Resh, Dalid, Shin, Sin, Sin, Samach, Tav, Tav, Tet.
You know, I was always reading that as a tet, the first one.
Ah, it's a
Always.
Tav.
That was wrong in the beginning, but that's the way I've always been saying it.
Okay,
That
so
was
Mark,
very helpful, yeah.
mark page 67 for yourselves, okay? And I can send you another page. Hold on one second. Let me ask you a question. If I ever sent this page, I think I did not.
You did. Oh,
This one?
no.
No.
Okay, the reason I didn't.
You showed
send-
it, but
Yes,
didn't
you
send
did.
it.
Yes, you,
Oh, with the big.
Oh,
Wait a
did
minute,
you?
that's from the very beginning. You did send
you
that.
did send it.
Okay, well, so
Yeah,
I don't.
towards
I-
like the first or the second or third week. or
Yeah,
something.
the reason I don't refer to it this has got all the letters by name in transliteration on the left side. And it has them block letter written, and then it has them in script writing, which is why I didn't refer to it so much. Sue, do you see it among the pages you printed out?
I don't.
Okay, I'll
Do
send
you
it
mind
again.
sending
I
it again?
have
'Cause
it.
I don't-
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll send it again, okay? It might be, at this point in your lives, it might be a little easier for you to appreciate it. I didn't want you to get confused with how the letters are written in, what I would call script or handwritten alphabet, because the handwritten version, I'm sorry, I can't get it to be clear. There it is quite different from the block letter that you would type or that you would see in a book, right? But I'll send a PDF of it.
Thank you.
Rachel,
Yes.
quick question. I'm not happy with the prayer book, the Shabbat prayer book I have available to me at home here. So I'm going to go order one. Which one do you think which one would you like me to order?
Well, frankly, I would tell you to order the most recent one that you can, which I think would be
Have Shalom.
Lev Shalom.
Lev Shalom. Yeah, Lev
Lev
Shalom.
Shalom.
Lev Shalom.
BET, bet?
Lev Shalom. Hold on one second. I'm gonna show
Lev
you.
LED, I think.
One half a second. Hold on.
Oh,
Hold on.
Lev Shalom. I know Lev Shalom. I don't know him,
Shalom.
but I know.
Shalom. Shalom. Heart.
Okay.
Shalom.
Oh, this
And
is.
it's red cover. It's a red
I
cover.
really
There you go.
like
Thank
that
you,
one.
Mary. I was trying to find a picture, but Mary Ellen got to it before I could even find it. So
It's a
yeah.
red cover, yeah.
Lev Shalom is really a lovely
Here
one.
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the most recent. That's it. There it is.
That's it.
But Marjorie, look up that.
I
hold it
did look
again.
up
Yeah.
in time. I
Yeah.
was writing down the
That's-
name.
Yeah, Lev
Thank
Shalom.
you very much, everyone. Because the
Yeah.
one I have actually dates back to my conservadox days, and it's just,
You'll find this book a revelation compared to that book. I am sure of it.
And it's
okay?
got some nice commentaries. It's a little bit more egalitarian. It's
Precisely.
lovely.
Yeah, well, Lekrat Shabbat, which is the one I have, can you imagine how old that must be? Is so egalitarian. It's lovely.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you ladies of Women's League from those years fought to get us that egalitarian change. So God bless you and thank you.
Yes,
I
yes.
remember the first time women walked on the bima at my conservadox, or what used to be conservadox.
Sure.
Men walked out.
Oh,
It was
Oh.
really ugly.
that's
Oh
terrible.
my
How
God.
horrible.
And the first time a woman deemed to try and carry a Torah, oh my God, you would have thought the world ended.
That's a shame. Well,
But you know what? Those people are gone now.
they are. And their grandchildren.
And that synagogue is totally egalitarian.
Well,
I'm not there
right.
anymore because I live on Long Island, but
Right,
Mhm.
right. But their grandchildren, I'm sure, are far more active now that it's embracing all of them equally. So,
yeah, I would think so.
Their granddaughters, at least.
at least, yeah. All right, ladies.
It was quite an experience living through the conversion from conservadox to conservative, egalitarian, and also going from Ashkenazi, Sephardic, Ashkenazi, Sephardic. Every year they changed back and forth. They couldn't make up their minds.
Imagine going from Roman Catholic to conservative. Now that's a conversion.
Why did you do
Mary
that?
Ellen, my
And I
husband,
also used to teach religious ed, so.
No
my
way.
husband, Roman Catholic. I've been to plenty of services.
And you have
Mary
a
Ellen,
foot,
did you
a foot in each world.
Mary Ellen, did you do Latin with them?
No, you know, Vatican II kind of got rid of Latin back in the 1966. So we were the new age, but I'm still old enough to be the old age. But and quickly, because I won't keep you, somebody has asked me why I converted. And as I told the rabbi, when I went to meet with him, I fell in love with a Jewish man. And as a result, I fell in love with Judah.
Well, that's always been my answer. It's a
Lovely.
way of life. So I could not agree more. All right, ladies, next Friday is our last getting together as the beginners, okay? Because I-
Do we get caps and gowns?
Yes, we graduate.
Do we get certificates and caps and gowns?
certificate. You will get a certificate, but it's coming from,
I was
From-
kidding about the certificate.
no, you're gonna get a certificate. I can't promise you when
My
you're
heart
gonna
be
get it.
still.
Yeah, I don't know when you actually get them, but I sent your names in. You guys will get certificates.
Do you know
Um,
how many new people will be
They
joining? us?
didn't tell me what they did.
Okay.
So I went through, they sent out that registration email and I clicked in because I wanted to see what, they had asked me my ideas on what sentences they should use for people to test themselves to see what level they should be in. So there were sentences you should read to decide, am I in the beginner, am I in the advanced, am I in the advanced beginner, am I in the intermediate? And I wanted to see those sentences, but they also then within that showed the day and time that they're offering the class. And I got confused because my advanced beginner class was not listed for Friday morning. I thought they had made a mistake and they were showing it at a different time. So I reached out to Julia Loeb and she said, no, yours isn't listed because yours is already full. So no, we did not list your class. You already filled your class. Don't worry about it. And there's going to be a wait list again, I think. So,
Okay.
and I don't know, I'm anticipating there'll probably be about 18 women, but I don't know for sure.
Oh,
Oh, wow, wow.
Well,
It looked
see,
like there was a new person and then it
Also
looked like
twice as
she was
much.
not in it anymore.
well, so the woman you're thinking of was in originally. She only came the one time for a little bit and then she never came again. So yeah, originally this class may have had, hold on one second. I have a roster here. I just,
Yeah, we had more.
I
We
think we
did.
had 10 or 12.
Well, so we were originally, after people dropped out before we even started, there were 12. I think very originally, there were more than that. There were maybe 15 or something.
Big class.
But, we'll see how it is. So far, both semesters I've taught, the class has not really been the original number they gave me. People drop out, the time doesn't work, they realize they're not comfortable, whatever the heck it is, I don't really know. But we are a strong core, not going to phase us one way or another, and hopefully we're just going to have a few more happy faces who are going to become part of our group. All right.
Can I say
week,
just
do you
one?
plan? I'm sorry, Audrey, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, do you plan to do Ashrei next week?
I would love to do some more Ashrei. I noticed in what Julia said about what you learn when, that's meant to be taught in the advanced beginner class. That doesn't mean we won't do more of it though. Ashrei is challenging and it takes several weeks. And I noticed Ashrei is included. I think it's the last prayer that Rabbi Golinkin gets to in his book. The curriculum that some of the other teachers put together on their own who aren't using his book, I don't even think they have Ashrei in their curriculum. So I feel very strongly that you guys need to have a familiarity with Ashrei. So I'm going to keep putting it in. I was planning on doing it today if we got to it, but that's okay. It's, as I say, because it's in every Shabbos service, every single Shabbos service, you get Ashrei, even not Shabbos, get Ashrei. So you really, fourth graders are taught Ashrei. You ladies are you're going to learn Ashrei.
Next week.
We hope.
Well, you won't learn all of it next week, but I'm just going to keep bringing us back and tossing in. There's plenty of lines for us to practice reading.